Hello, Robert here with northerncompass.com, and today we're going to discuss the RSS Toolbox with Fulcrum and how it can help you market to the other roughly 2/3 of your business potentially with Mitchell1's Social CRM program. So here real quick, I'm not going to bore you with a bunch of PowerPoint slides and stuff like that, but this is actually a shop here from Washington State. He is a Social CRM customer. He does not do the postcards, and they do a fairly good job at getting customer email addresses. But there's one key difference here. His shop does not faithfully put in vehicle recommendations. So what this shows here is in 2016, a majority of the shop's vehicles that they were working on were not being followed up with Social CRM simply because they don't have vehicle recommendations beyond 120,000 miles. Now, if you're wondering real quick where 120,000 miles comes from, is the 120,000 miles is the point at which OEM scheduled maintenance stops for a lot of manufacturers. And if you're not doing vehicle recommendations, then beyond that, Social CRM doesn't have any information to use to follow up with your customers. So again, real quick here, you can see that Social CRM generally automatically had that information to follow up with 34% of his business, but the other 66% was being left behind. Let's open up the RSS Toolbox here. You can see I've gone ahead and selected the dates January 1st, 2016 to December 31st, 2016. And we were able to find the amount of cars that were being automatically picked up by Social CRM by simply going down here and using the tool here within RSS Toolbox to control the Fulcrum searching and algorithms for the Mitchell1 database. So we're going to say vehicles estimated to have between 0 miles and 120,000 miles, and we're going to tell Fulcrum to go out and get those cars. So this is 272 vehicles are automatically picked up by Social CRM for this customer, if for nothing else other than the OEM service reminders. Now notice as I'm clicking through here how few recommendations actually exist for these vehicles, and these vehicles really need work, but the recommendations are lacking for them. And when we have a customer selected, we could actually go in and see their other vehicles, and notice here that there's other vehicles that don't have a recommendation for them at all, only the Miata does. Now let's go back and take a look, because we were talking about let's analyze the part of the business that's not being picked up by the Social CRM. So we have 272 up here that are. But what if we swing this all the way out? And this is some information that my buddy didn't know. He didn't know that the larger portion of his business was actually vehicles that were over 120,000 miles that were not automatically being picked up by the Social CRM. So we can click on a few here and kind of see what we have. But notice here at the top, 526. What this is saying is the bulk majority of his business is not being automatically picked up by Mitchell1's Social CRM. And I'm going to choose the Pathfinder here just because I had one when I was younger. I had a 1995. My buddy had one. And we beat the heck out of these vehicles. we were always working on. My dad owns a shop, and he was nice and fixed more than a few things for me. But on here we've got this 1997 Pathfinder. You can see that over here under the vehicles panel, Fulcrum's automatically gone out and estimated the current miles driven since we last worked on it. So if nothing else, we could go ahead and add an oil change just to get the vehicle back in the shop. But Fulcrum's also gone out and estimated the vehicle's current mileage as well. And again, having owned one of these vehicles, there's no way if we get this car back in the shop, it's not going to need more work. It's an older car. It's got high mileage. And so real quick, let's go ahead and just put down something that Social CRM can actually pick up to follow up with this customer so that the vehicle comes back around. And you can see this customer here. Again, these are the categories used within your Mitchell1 Manager that are available to you within the RSS Toolbox. They actually do have a category that they've designated for oil service. Now we can select the due date, and that's going to depend upon your Social CRM settings, whether it'll pick it up right away or your follow-up date needs to be a month out. And please check with your Social CRM representative about whether or not you can set it for a real short time period, like this Friday, for example, or if you need to give Social CRM kind of a 30-day notice, if you will. We're going to assume you do, so we're going to go ahead and say, let's make sure this reminder goes out for the 24th of next month. And this shop actually has a oil change reminder note here. And notice when we click save here real fast, now RSS Toolbox has created actionable information that will be picked up by the Mitchell1's Social CRM program to follow up with this customer and get the vehicle back in this shop. And we could sit there and go through and analyze this information for all of our customers. Here's a 2000 Mercury Mountaineer, same thing. We can go to Vehicles tab, we have our Mountaineer selected, we're going to hit plus. We're going to go and we're going to select that oil service category. Again, we're going to go ahead and say month out. We're going to use the shop standard note they have in the Mitchell1 database. We're going to save it, and now we have information that can be picked up by our Social CRM program, and we're starting to build out the follow-up with the other 66% of the business. And I'll leave you with one final note from this shop owner. He was very, very happy to have this information for the sole reason that he understood that a bulk of his customers, one, he now knows they have over 120,000 miles, but two, those were actually some of the vehicles that he wanted to work on the most because they were the vehicles that were going to need work. His customers from 0 to 120,000 miles, and a lot of modern cars, that's still pretty new. There's some basic maintenance to do to it, but there's not a lot, really. And when he looked at vehicles with over 120,000 miles, he told me, he said, these are the vehicles that are really sustaining his business because these are the vehicles that are going to have the most components breaking on them and be in need of the majority of repairs. And so it's incredibly important that he be marketing and following up with this 66% of his business. And we're proud to announce we've just got an endorsement from John Rowe, a former top regional manager at Mitchell1, my former regional manager actually, when I was a sales rep for Mitchell1. And in 2015, I won all the awards for the Social CRM program, both for the Northwest region and for the company as a whole. So I'm a big believer and big supporter of Social CRM in automotive repair shops. And I believe now we've built the software to make the Social CRM program even more better, more effective, and give you a higher return on investment for your business. If you have any questions, feel free to give us a call anytime at 888-411-5890. Option 2 will take you straight to our automotive repair department within Northern Compass. And also, please feel free to head over to repairshopservices.com. That'll take you to a quick link. You can actually download this software for free and do everything I did today during a 14-day trial. Beyond that, of course, you'll need a subscription. We also enable unlimited text messaging notifications if you choose to follow up with your customers that way. But again, you can download a trial, check this out for yourself in your shop, analyze your Social CRM program all free for 14 days. And even if you have an evaluation license, feel free to give us a call. We're happy to answer any questions, and we always like to look at information with shop owners and see where we can be of help. Look forward to speaking with you.